Welcome to Biz Dev Live. Today we're going to talk about 3 habits that you absolutely need to avoid to be productive. I'm really excited to talk about this topic because as I work in my business and even 10 years in on Toth event staffing and a year into the process with Biz Dev Live, I'm still discovering how to be a more productive person. There's things that I know that I do that are bad habits that I continue to do, even knowing that I have these habits. Reading a book like, and I'm losing it now, Atomic Habits, right, by James Clear is a really great book to help you with developing those good habits, right? Because stopping the bad habits, understanding what those bad habits are, isn't necessarily enough to kind of get you over. So I'm going to talk about the bad habits, and hopefully for those that see it, this will be helpful to you. But talking about the bad habits, I think it's really good to talk about the good habits as well. So as I go through these, I'll talk about some of the good habits. So working without focus. As you complete tasks, as you're looking to get big goals completed, and definitely working towards big goals is a big deal, right? If you're focusing on things that don't matter, let's say you're filing a whole bunch of paperwork. Have you touched that paperwork in a year? Is it paperwork that's vital to you? If you threw that paperwork away right now, would it really matter? Would it really make a difference? So I want to encourage you. If you're focusing on something that really isn't moving the needle in terms of the productivity of your company, think about that and make a decision to maybe not focus on that or even hire somebody else. In terms of the good habits, if you're looking at piles, handle paper once, get a process, get a system, get somebody else to handle it, get it off of your desk. Working in a clear, clutter-free environment is going to be a much more productive piece for you. The bad habit is clear. Focusing on things that really aren't important. And by doing that, sometimes we don't want to do these big tasks or things that are difficult for us, but those are the things that we need to focus on most. So really clearing the path and getting a little zen, right? Clear desk, clear space, clear wall, clear mind, noise-free, clutter-free, so that we can focus on what is really important. So if you find yourself focusing on things that aren't important day to day, get it out of there. It shouldn't be there. Focus on those things that are important to you and your business, to your family, to your life. Focus on those things so that you can move the ball forward. Another bad habit is working while you're tired. Now, you may be tired in the morning, and maybe the solution there is a cup of coffee, a cup of green tea, getting some exercise, eating an apple. There's 1,000 different ways to battle tiredness in the morning. The number one way, getting enough sleep, right? And that can be challenging. But a lot of times the reason that you may be lacking sleep and working while tired in the morning is because you are working while tired in the evening. And sometimes we get the devices go, we get the glow of the screen, we get in the flow, we fool ourselves into thinking that we're being productive. And meanwhile, we're really just moving without a whole lot of directed, tracked, actual productivity. We get it done, but how long did it take? If you were focused first thing in the morning and you weren't diving into meaningless emails, going back to our first bad habit, focusing on things that aren't important, would we be able to knock some of those tasks that are really important to us out first thing in the morning when we're fresh and when we're really awake and really into it, so that we could prioritize the end of the day for things that didn't need our full mental capacity, like chores or just having some fun conversations or movies, and then getting a good night's of sleep to tackle the day all over. One of the things that really helps with this, because it's a mean cycle, we stay up late to work or work while tired because we feel like we're on a deadline and we need to finish things. Setting things up so that your tasks that need to be completed are set up for a month from now. Like if you're setting up events or you're doing things that can be set up in advance, do those things and even skip today, throw today out. I was reading social media yesterday, I think from Christine Grittman, and she was saying I'm just going to throw this day out, done. I can't do today. Focus on getting things done in advance. Make those things a priority so that you can really show up for yourself, go to sleep at night, know that you got things well underway, you're making progress. Focus on those things that are a real priority in the morning and get it done. Don't work while tired. You're fooling yourself if you're thinking that's productive, right? Rest, come back and hit it. Take a power nap. There's 1,000 different solutions for it. But the good habits, right, are going to beat the bad habit. Don't get yourself in this mean cycle. You will get burnt out if you're working while tired all the time or on a regular basis. And then this third habit, for the thumbnail image of this video, it's a guy kind of rubbing this woman's shoulders. That's one boundary. There's lots of boundaries, right? Making sure that your boundaries, that you know what you want in your work environment and what you don't want. It could be something as long as in terms of projects, right? Understanding what your goals are is really important, because if you allow that to focus you, to be your lens, right? If you allow your priorities and your boundaries to be your lens in how you make decisions, right? I am going to accept these types of opportunities, these types of roles, these types of responsibilities because it fits in with my goals, it fits in with my position. I am not going to accept XYZ because it does not fit in with what I am trying to do. It does not make sense for me to do that. It's not the best thing for me to do. It does fit with my talents. Creating those boundaries. Maybe it's family and workspace boundaries. Maybe it's employer or employee boundaries. All of these things are really important in order to make sure that you're being productive. If people trample all over your boundaries, then are you working in a way that's productive during the day if you're allowing people to kind of come into your productive time and interrupt you? The boundary could be the phone, turning it off or putting it in another room for sleep, for the desk, for work, for productivity. These are boundaries that you can set for yourself that will allow you to become more productive. Boundaries are really useful in lots of different areas of your life. Really make sure you commit to setting those boundaries. Thanks, Luann Prado. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for viewing. I appreciate you so much. So let me know what some of your habits that you don't like or things that you suggest that to others as habits that you really think people should eliminate to allow them to be productive, or what are habits that you've eliminated to be more productive. The ones today, again, working without focus, right? Working in a way that you're not prioritizing the big stuff. You're focusing on small things, things that might not even need to be done, wasting time. Get rid of that, right? 2, working while tired. We do not want to work while we're tired. Doesn't make sense. It's like the myth of multitasking, pretending that you can do more than one thing at a time. You're not going to do good work while you're tired. Guarantee you go back to those emails, things that you were doing at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. Oh, look at that. I misspelled that. This isn't the right way. Your work is not going to be the way you want it. Focus on getting that rest. Focus on creating those third bad habit boundaries so that you can get that work done, that productive work at a time where you're fully rested, you're into it, you're focusing on the priorities that really are moving the needle forward for you. I hope this was helpful. Have an amazing day. Go out and crush it. I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is intelligent. If you watch it, I promise you benefit. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T.